Okay, hey. What's up, Rancho staff? This is hopefully a quick video. This is your virtual training. Yep, we're not trying to get you out of your prep periods, not trying to coordinate a whole bunch of people trying to be at the same place at the same time. You watch this on your own time when you see it best, and watch it as many times as you need to consult so that you know how to proctor the IABs, the Interim Assessment block. So if you are assigned to work with either the 9th grade or the 10th graders, you will be giving them on both April 6th and April 7th the IABs. We've chosen 3 IABs to give for each class level. So without further ado, here we go. Let me share my screen. Here we are. Okay, so let's start from the top. All right, so this is your training. This is your training. Yep, Fast and Furious style. Your training for how to proctor the IABs. Again, just as a reminder that anytime a teacher or a student has to log into the CASP testing site to access these tests, that does mean that there is maximum test security. So we can't take pictures of this test. We can't have our phones out. We can't take a screenshot and publicly post it anywhere. So please make sure that you're aware of that. When you log in to access these tests, it's kind of like for your eyes only. And then when students are taking it, they literally are just allowed to take the exam, but they cannot reproduce it in any way, shape, or form. All right, so how do we get to the assessment block? I'm going to go through these slides pretty fast, because then what I'm actually going to do is go on the CASP site and show. You're going to be able to watch me do it, and you'll have these slides then to refer to in the future, or if you're totally freaking out. And don't worry, you will have these slides and you can see how to do this. But on the day, you will go to the CASP website, you'll log in. If you haven't updated your password or you haven't logged into the CASP website in a long time, definitely do that within the next week or two. That way, on the day of April 6th and 7th, you're not trying to fiddle around with updating your password. You'll go to the bottom right corner, Smarter Balance Interim Assessment. Let me get my little pointer here. Interim assessment. Then you'll go to the top right corner, test administrator interface for all online tests. Once you go there, you will actually select start a new session. So you are going to start a new testing session. And you'll probably remember, you're going to click and open boxes as you select, but you will first go to the interim assessments. You're going to open the IABs, interim assessment blocks. Once you click on this plus sign, the rest of the options will expand. From IAB, you will open up either ELA or math. And again, depending on what day it is, either April 6th. April 6th, we're doing ELA, English. And then Thursday, April 7th, we're doing the math IABs. So depending on the day, you'll either open English or math. For both days, we're actually going to be working mostly with 8th grade, even though I know the screenshot says 6th grade. We're going to be working mostly with 8th grade. So thinking again about our current freshmen, current sophomores that really haven't taken this test, haven't looked at this since middle school anyway. So 8th grade is a good spot to just see where they're at and what skills they've mastered and what skills they may still need support in, especially, if this is supposedly the 8th grade level. If they haven't mastered it, then this gives us some real feedback and data on what they might need extra support in to prepare them, especially our 10th graders, for next year when they are the juniors taking the real CASP. So that will expand to 8th grade math or 8th grade ELA. From there, you will choose the specific test that they're going to take. Again, you will have a list of which tests you're choosing on which day. You will then select to start operational session. You will choose non-standardized or benchmark tests. And then finally, that will give you a code. So that is how you open a testing session. It will give you a testing code. this is what you need to write on the board for students to see. And then on their end, they will access the IABs. Great, and so here's a snapshot of which IABs are happening when. Again, you will have a copy of that. And so here we go, let's get started. So I'm going to actually walk you through how to do this live in the CASP website. So I'm going to open another tab here, and I'm going to go to www.casp.org. Now I've been in and out of this website a lot, so it automatically takes me there. But for some of you that haven't been interacting with this website too much lately, it might automatically make you sign in. And if you can't remember your password, or it periodically resets your password anyway, just hit forgot password and it'll take you there. Okay, so if I am proctoring the IAB, I will go to CASP. I'm going to go to Smarter Balance Interim Assessments. From here, I'm going to go to Test Administrator Interface for all online tests. From here, it's probably going to ask me, to sign in. Again, I've been in and out of this website a lot, so it's got my information saved. But if you have not been on here, you can't remember, just click forget password. They'll email it to you and all those steps. Okay, so secure logon, redirecting. Okay, so from here, we will go to start a new session. Okay, and then here, this is where I'm going to choose. So I'm going to choose Interim Assessments. So again, IAB Interim Assessment block. So Interim Assessments is top dark green one. Click on there. I will again click on IAB, not ICA. If you recall, on March 2nd, we did ICAs. We're not, this time around, we're doing IABs blocks. Okay, on the first day, April 6th, we're actually doing English first. So I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to scroll down to find grade 8. And one of the IABs that we're going to have our 9th graders doing, for example, is the brief rights. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to click standardized benchmark. That just means that the way that they're, this actually doesn't totally matter. It's not a big deal if you choose the wrong one. This just means they are testing it 1-to-1. You're not going over this IAB as a class or as a bell work. This is everyone's testing it on their own. So standardized benchmark, start operational session, and voila, ta-da, easy, that's it. So you will write down this number, the CA number on the board. And as students start logging in, this will begin to populate with students and their names so that you can let them in to the testing session. Alrighty, fam, so that's how you start the session. When everyone is finished, you'll end the session, and that's that. Now, each one of these days, so on April 6th and April 7th, you are giving 3 IABs. So you're gonna need to do this 3 times. So going back to our original slide deck, the rest of these slides is what you'll actually do and say with students on that day. On this day, what do I need to tell students that they're able to log in and interact with the IAB? So on this day, students, here's your students instructions. Actually, time out, pause. Before we get into how to log into CASP, it's really important that students are familiar with the tools that they have to help them be as successful as possible. Things like a dictionary, things like a highlighting tool. So please, before you actually this might be what you play in the first maybe 10, 15 minutes as late students are showing up. Go ahead and play this video. It's 8 minutes and it just shows them all of the universal tools. So this is not specifically for special ed or EL, although these would be very handy for them, but all students have access to these tools. So please play this video so they can start becoming familiar with the things that are embedded to help them be most successful. So play this video. Once this video is done, review the behavior expectations. Most of all, no cell phones because it is a maximum security test. And once they are done testing, they can't just be playing on their Chromebooks. They need to close their Chromebook when they're done with the IAB. And we'll talk later about having printed materials, word searches, crossword puzzles, books, you know, old school fun. So you will review the behavior expectations with them. You will let them know what they need on this day. So they'll need their SSID. You as the teacher will have a roster with all of the students' SSIDs, but you can actually have them, guide them to go to Aries. On Aries, they will be able to, they can see their own SSID. So they log into their own Aries account. They can see, so it's not their student ID that they use at Rancho, not like their lunch number. No, it says state student ID. That's the number that they'll need to log in and actually interact with the CASP website. So right here, state student ID. And for whatever reason, if students don't know how to log into their own Aries, you will have their number on the roster and you just give it to them. Great, they will need a Chromebook because this is all digital. Make sure that they have a charger and make sure they have headphones. We will be reminding 9th and 10th grade teachers to remind their students to bring these things, but if they don't, we will have extras on deck available in your classrooms. Alrighty, so the schedule for the day, for those, remember, we're gonna be in 3-hour blocks from 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. The first IAB will take place, and the second one, and the third one. I put about 5 minutes cushion between each one, and then 20 minutes free time. You can do with that time what you like. I'll have some things that you might like to do with them, but if you just want to chill, you want them to chill, that's fine too. Alrighty, so that's what will happen. So at these times, that's when you will open a new IAB session. Again, you will have things on deck that don't involve a Chromebook. What do I do if I finish my test early? And you know it, right? You know you're gonna have some kids that are just like typing whatever, ba, 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 and they're done in 5 minutes. For those kids, I don't know, you can put your head down, you can fall asleep, you can do whatever you want, but you cannot be on your Chromebook, you can't be on your phone. All right, so you're gonna say, let's do, okay, so students, this is how students get in. Students log out of their Chromebooks. So make sure after you've seen the videos, you're ready to go, phones are put away, we're ready. Okay, students log out of their Chromebook. And then once they're logged out, they will select the apps, I don't know, button. And then they will select secure test browser. That will immediately take them to CASP. From there, they will put in their name, and this is where they'll need that SSID. So maybe they wrote it on a sticky note. Don't let them take a picture of it with their phone because we don't want their phones out. So either you show them on your roster or they've written it on a piece of paper, and that's where they're going to put their SSID. And then the session ID that you wrote on the board when you open the IAB session, this is what they need to type in to go to the test session that you just opened. So those are the 3 pieces of information that they'll need to log on to the IAB. Make sure that you confirm, that the students confirm that their name is what comes up, that it's them that comes up when they see the SSID, their grade, and their name. Alrighty, once they're confirmed and they're in, that's it. They're ready to go. You will have a printed version of all of these instructions in your hand. You will also have access to these slides, and you should be good to go. So that's pretty much it, family. I hope you enjoyed this edition of CASP training that saved you and saved me from prep period trainings. If you have any questions, please reach out. And we appreciate you taking the time. Being a team player, it takes a village. And thank you so much. Adios. Let me stop share and stop recording. All right, thank you.